Do 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 do. Do 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 do. All right. So we're going to be doing this. I wonder. 6. Oh no. Okay. So what am I doing? I am going live. I'm going live. All right. So let's see how we do. Let's see how we do. So we have, hey, Black Cobra. We're doing counting. We're going to count on the abacus. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no! I don't. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay, good. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. How do I know that this is 4? This is 4 because we have the horizontal bar. This is my horizontal bar. This horizontal bar tells me that these beads are being counted. What are we doing in the middle of the night? We are mathing. We're doing some midnight math. And so if you haven't seen it, what we're doing, and this is what we call an abacus. This abacus is a counting tool. This counting tool helps me read. The abacus also does adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, good. My microphone is still connected. So what we're going to do is we're going to count. When we do it, 1, 2, 3, 4. I wonder. Nope, that didn't work. I'm trying to see if I can see myself go live on my phone, but I guess I can't. All right. So how do you say, pray I ask, what 5 is? This is 5. The top beat will always be 5. No matter what, the top beat will always be 5. Because the top beat is 5, then we can do 6. How do we do 6? We can do 6 by having the 5 and then the 1. The 5 and the 1 is 6. Oh, hey, not so fat Albert. Hey, Kai. Welcome. How's it going? I see you're here. Yeah, I'm here too. I was just thinking, like, we're going to be doing some midnight math. That's all we're doing. So we got 5, 6, and then 7. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So what we're doing is we're learning how to. I'm doing okay. I'm doing good. I was feeling a little like, what am I doing with my life kind of a thing. But then I'm like, no, you know what? I better go live just to get it out of my head. Because I think what it is just I'm kind of going live, and then I'm like, well, I know I'm moving the needle for like my books and stuff. But I don't know. I'm feeling, but I've only been doing it for maybe a month. But then I hear all these other people that do like the TikTok shop and the TikTok affiliates, and they're like, I've made $5,000 in a month. And I'm like, I wish I could do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little disheartening, but I know I'm on the path. I know I'm on the path. I know I just need to explain what an abacus is. And this is what an abacus is. And I just completely did a vomit dump on you. I'm so sorry. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to learn how to read the abacus. What we're going to read is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. This is 5. How do I know? Because this is the value of 5, no matter what. All the top beat is the value of 5. So this is 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. But then we have 1. So this is a value of 1. All the lower beads has a value of 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy to see. Simple to use. Oh my God, I want to learn this. Oh yeah. Hey, Luna, welcome. So we're doing 4. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why am I here? Because this is my horizontal bar, and this horizontal bar tells me that this is being counted. Because these are being counted, then we have 4. Notice we don't have any beads to have 4. So what is this? That is what it is. 5 is what that is. So, and don't allow. Okay, so how do we do 6? We have 5, we have 6. And then I'm still trying to find me. Sorry, I'm still trying to find me. That's 7. So that's 7, and this is 8. This is 9. And then this is 10. How do I know that this is 10? This is 10 because we have our 1s and our 10s. So then you might be asking, why is this 1s? This is 1s because I have my indicator. My indicator is right here. This indicator tells me that I am at the 1s place. This is the 1s, this is the 10s. But notice I have this one over here. And what I could say is, I choose you, like the Pokemon. I choose you. So because I choose you, I could be over here or I could be over here. Make sense? So, okay, that's not going to work. Maybe I'll do it this way. All right, cool. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to continue to count. So we have, what we're doing is we're choosing this one. We don't want it, we can choose this one if you want, but I would rather do this one. Why? Because then we can have more numbers. We have our 1s, our 10s, our thousands, I'm sorry. 1s, 10s, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000. Just like that. Easy, simple to use, easy to understand. Oh, that's a little bit better. Hopefully it doesn't blow out, light out everything. Okay, so again, we're going to do 6. How do I know that this is 6? So this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, 8, and 9. And then we have 10. So this is 10, and then if you look, this is 11. Easy to see. Anybody have questions? Luna, you all right? That makes sense? So we have 11, we have 12, we have 13, we have 14. What are the last rows to call towards the right? Oh, these ones? Ah, it's simple. Hi, Eve. Simple to use, easy to understand. Whoop, whoop. All right, Luna, these are what we call the tenths and the hundredths because this is what we call the decimals, right? So when we look at it, we have 14 point. Sally Ann, that's too complicated for me. All right, so this is 14. So this is 1, this is 4. The decimals happen between the ones column and the tenths, right? So we have the tenths and then we have the hundredths. Just like we write, I'm not going to take, oh yeah, not a problem. Sally Ann, that is not, complaining is not is acceptable here. So 14. So we have 1.4, right? 14.25. Notice the point happens between the ones and the tenths, just like we have it here. So we have our ones and our tenths, and our decimal happens right in the middle. Yeah, not a problem. You're not a problem, Luna. You're welcome. Mary, can you start from the beginning? I just got here. Sure. Wow, it's easier than I thought. Yeah, very cool for explaining. Of course. Yeah, thank you, Luna. So that's the question, right? So how do we read? How are we going to read the abacus? We're going to read the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's it. I'm done. Okay, see you guys later. Okay, I'm just kidding. So we have 4. How do I know that these are being active? These are counted? These are counted because these beads are touching this horizontal bar. When the beads touch the horizontal bar, we know that this is being counted. Now, Sally Ann, if this is too difficult for you, I don't know. I don't know how you're counting in school. So if we know what a die is, this is 3. 1, 2, 3. If I look at my abacus, there we are. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if Sally Ann is still around, but it was kind of like disheartening when she said that it was too complicated and all I was doing was just counting. So we have 4. No, we have 3. We have 3. We have 4. So 4, just like a die, we have 4. Not a problem. So what do we do after 4? We have 5. Hey, Jay, welcome back. So we have 5. How do you get 10 from 2 green but I'm sorry. How did you get 10 from the 2 green but 5 from the blue? Oh, so I don't get 10. I got 10 from 1 green, not 2 greens. This is 11. This is like a calculator. Yes, it is like a calculator. It's exactly like a calculator. It's just an analog calculator. So Mary, when we counted, this would be 11, and then this is 12. This is 13, 14. But then when we do 15, 15 is always going to be the top bead. The top bead will always be 5, no matter what. So when we count it, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, right? How do we know? 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is just like when we write 1 and 0. When we write 1 and 0, it's a place value. Yes, the top bead always has 5 each. Yes, thank you, Jay. And so this is my tens, just as we write, right? This is my tens, and then this is my ones. Abacus mimics the way we write. So when we do 1, we have 10. 10 is 1 and 0. That's how we write. So when we do 11, that's how we write. So it goes ones, tens, hundred, thousands to the left. Correct. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? Easy to use. Simple to use, easy to understand. So when we do it, we have 5,000, and I have a comma here, right? 5,342. So let's look at it. We do 5,342. Now, why do I have a comma? Just as I have a dot here, this dot, if you notice, tells me that this is the thousands column. So this is my ones column. So I chose this one to be my ones, and then this one helps me know that I'm at my thousands. So here I do 5,000, so that's where we get the 5. 300, 1, 2, 3, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4 on the tens column, and then 2 in the ones column. Right? Wait, this is cool, right? I understand it now, right? I'm so right. I will teach this to my younger siblings. Ooh, there you go. There you go. How old are your siblings? How old are your younger siblings? So that's why when that one person said, "This is too complicated," I'm like, "What? What? How is this complicated?" Take a little breather. Take a little breather. Take a seat. Have some water. Kids learn this in kindergarten in China, pre-K. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? Your youngest is 4. I have a book if you want to try it. I have a book on Amazon, and it is you can find my name. My name is Lynette Young, and this is the book. So this is the book that I created specifically for kindergartens, for preschoolers. What we do is we're learning how to read the abacus. When we read the abacus, this is activities that they have to just look through, and when they look through it, they will see that there is how to read the abacus with the 2, and then how to do that. Yeah. And then there's more activities, and then towards the end, we actually do adding and subtracting. So we can actually do adding, subtracting. We'll do that now in this live, but we'll go do some adding and subtracting, and then I'll show you more about multiplication, division. But this is just for adults only. So the question is, so the max out is 10,000? No. Don't be silly. It's as big as your abacus. So, Panzer, I have this one, which is a 13 column one. This 13 column one will have 13 digits. So that means I can go all the way to trillions. I can't figure out what the national deficit is, like 13,000. Or we could do it on this one, which is a 23 column abacus. So it all depends on how big your abacus is, and I have a pretty big abacus. I'll go check it out. Thanks, Mary. Yeah, not a problem. How do you get 2 numbers together? How do you add 2 numbers together? Adding 2 numbers together? How do you do Taylor series next? What? I don't know what Taylor series. Deficit fits the abacus. Right. Can you show me your 25? Yeah, I could show 25, and I could do 6 or 7. So 25, this is my ones, this is my tens. So I have 25. I see you got higher capacity ones. Yes. What's your biggest one of those? The ones that I've seen the most is the 23 column one. So, Bautista, 4.9 plus 3.950. Okay, cool. Let's do that. All right. Challenge accepted. All right, let me move my stuff. Let me write this out. Why? Okay, I'm confused. Why it's the last couple here. So the reason why is because I chose this indicator. There's an indicator here. This indicator helps me label. Sorry, I had a little brain fart. It helps me label that this is the ones place. So this is the ones, the tens, the hundred, the thousands. You could choose this one, but I chose this one, so then we can have more. Yeah. So what is the hundreds? Ones, tens, hundreds. So if I did 200, 300, 400, 500. Bautista, I'm still with you. Hold on just a minute. So we have 600, 700, 800, 900. So then we have this. 910, 920, 930, 931, 932, 933, 934. We can choose. I would recommend to choose the dot. It doesn't matter which dot. Just like in Pokemon, I choose you. You can choose any dot you want. Yes. So this one has more dots. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can choose any of these 5. It doesn't matter. Then this one I have 27, 23. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 dots that I can choose from. It is up to you. Okay, Batista. Let me get my paper. Let me get my paper. So we have a challenge. This will be easy. Okay, wait. No, I gotta find my challenge again. Where's my? Okay, there it is. 4.900 plus 3.95. All right, we're all right. I'm gonna use this one. Actually, I can use I can use the baby one. I'm gonna use the baby one. Wow, there's a lot of comments. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with all the comments. The last two ones. I enjoy the abacus, but I'm stuck in multiplication. Okay, we'll go to multiplication. Could you show us how to add and subtract afterwards? Yes. Well, Bautista had a question, so we're going to do the digits. We're going to do the digit ones. So what does that mean? Well, we're going to add 44.9. So this is the question, right? We're going to do 4.9. We want to add 3.95. So when we add 3.95, I'm going to go from left to right. So I'm going to add the 3. When I add the 3, there's not enough. What do? I need to, thank you so much for the gift. I need to, that's not what I want to do. I want to add, where am I? Sorry, I'm looking. I want to add 3. There's not enough to add the 3. What I need to do is, here's a question for everybody who's paying attention. What are the 2 numbers I can use to add a 5? The reason why we need to know this is to understand how to make a 5. We teach children how to make a 5 in school, and it's one of those things that makes sense, right? So 3. We're going to add a 3, the top one. How do you add a 5? No, just a regular thing, right? So if I do 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, or 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. That's one way, right? What's another way? Another way is 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and then the other way is 1 plus 4 is equal to 5, right? So I mean to bring down the 2 and the 5. Yes, you're absolutely right. But to understand why do we do it? Now, the reason why we do is because I don't have enough beads. And in order to add more beads, we need to use a formula. One of the formulas to add the 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus the 2. This is a formula that we need to memorize. So what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this 5. We're going to add the 5, and then we'll take away the 2. So we take away the 2. So I'm done with the 3. Right? We're done. But we have one more. So we have 9. 9 plus 9. We want to add the 9. We're going to add the 9 here. To plus the 9, we need to know how to make a 10. So what we do, we need to understand we have plus 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus 1. So now we have our formula. Plus the 10 minus 1. And then plus 5. Easy. So my answer is 8.85. So, okay, so you go left to right instead of right to left. Correct, Xander. Correct. So because when we talk, we don't say 240, 300, 5,000. Right? What we say is 5,342. So the way we talk is the way we do our abacus. The way we talk is the way we do our adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. It's just easier that way because we're using the abacus to help us keep track of all the digits. So the top one, okay. Did I get all the questions? So Bautista, I don't know if you're still here, but that was it. What's your biggest one? I did that. And then I see that you have higher capacity. Yes. So, okay, let's take a step back. So the one thing is we're going to do is we're going to add. Okay, we're going to take a step back and we're just going to start adding. Now, there goes my thing. All right. So what we do is we're going to add. When we add, we're just going to take one of these, right? To do it, it's super simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, Bautista, let me know if you have any more questions, but that was a good one. Not too many people do decimals, and decimals is the same thing. It doesn't matter. Decimals are easy, especially on the abacus because you can keep the decimals in their place. And then if you notice, we didn't need to really line up everything. But yeah, let me know if you have another question, Bautista. I'm happy you're still here. I'm happy you're still here and you're still following. So this is easy. We're going to clear our abacus. Because we need to clear our abacus, the reason why is to make it nice and clean. When we clear our abacus, we're going to add 6 plus 2. So we add 6 and then we plus the 2. I'm only going to add these 2 beads. I'm going to only add these 2 beads. So I just add it. I just got to bring it up. Now, the questions are super simple. Why? Well, it's simple because we need to see how the beads move. But if you look at it, it's all going to be very simple. So this is making sure that we have enough beads to add. When we have enough beads to add, that's what we call simple. That's what we call no formula. The reason why, as you said, as I showed before with Batista's question, we actually had to deal with formulas, and then we started jumping ahead. If you didn't understand how to do the formulas, it's because we jumped ahead. So doing this is kind of jumping ahead. But what we're doing right now is something without formula. So if we do here 2 plus 2, we don't memorize our doubles. What we do is we understand the add-in. When we understand the add-in, we do 2 plus 2. First time watcher. Hey, Soraya, can you do 98 times 60, 98? Yes, let's do that. Apple pie of my eye. That's so cute. Okay, so Soraya, what we need to do is we need to count first. So when we count, we're going to count. What we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after 4, this is counting. So all we're doing is we need to understand how to read. When we read the abacus, this is 4. Make sense? So then the question is what happens to 5? 5 will always be the top bead. No matter what, 5 will always be the top bead. When the top bead touches the horizontal bar, that's when we know that's when we know that it is counted. I was going to say creator because I read it. I appreciate you starting for the addition. My first time too. Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, some people get ahead, and that's because they've been with my lives for a while. Not a problem. But we all need to start to understand how to read it first, right? So we have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. After 9, because this is my ones, I have my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000. So when I look, this will be 10. After 10, I have 11, 12, 13, and 14. Again, it doesn't matter which column we're at. It all has the same values. So I could be 14, 24, 34, 44. Right? Make sense? Are we okay? I think it was Soraya and Apple of My Eye. No, Donovan. So does that make sense? Okay, good. So when we count, right, we have 5. This is not 5. Together is 9, right? Together is 9. So this is now 99. When we do this, this is 199. Then we do 299. So it's just about understanding how to read the abacus. But once you understand, this is 9, everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. It's easy to use. Simple to use, easy to understand. Right? Makes sense. Yeah. But see, the thing is just like with, TikTok, everybody comes into the middle of a conversation and there's like, I don't know what's going on. But if you just take a little bit, I mean, it's good that you told me so then I can explain it again. Not a problem. It's not a problem to continue on how to explain how to read because people will come in and out, and I understand that. So when we do this, so the question is, what's the blue bead? The blue bead will always be a value of 5. But Soraya, just so you know, this is my ones because I have my indicator here. When I have my ones, my indicator, then after this will be my tenths and my hundredths. What's the blue? Yes. So all the abacus with the dots tells you the value. All the abacus that has the dots is the separator. So you have to be careful with that because I could say this could be my ones. It doesn't matter, right? This could be my ones and then I'd have 0.0 1294. Or I could do, this is my ones, and I have 294. So you have to be careful with the terminology. You have to be careful with what dot you're using, because you can choose any dot you like. It doesn't matter. But as long as you choose a dot, that's all it is. So the blue, yeah, so the blue bead at the top is 5. So when we count 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 here. When I want to do 5, this will be 5. I have 5, and this is only counted. The blue, hey Panzer, blue holds the value 5. The beads below the has a value on unless grouped. Correct. So if I did this, they're grouped together. This is 2. Yes, that's a good way of. That's a good way. That's a good explanation. I like that. And then there's 3. So when we have 3, we have 4. After 4, this is 5. So one of the things to understand is why we have the top bead. The top bead will always be 5. When we add 6, there's no point of having, beads on top, right? So then, because it doesn't make sense, because the beads on top would always be 5. So this is 6. We add 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. And 5 plus 4 is 9. So we can also decompose. We know that when we add there's many ways to add, there's many ways to make a 9. In Abacus, we start the introduction of decomposing, if that makes sense. So when we have 9 and I need to do 10, this is where place value happens. So on the Abacus, we have our place value. We have our 1, we have our ones, we have our tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000. This specific Abacus only has up to 10,000 with 2 decimals. Wow, that was a lot of conversation. Wow, I'm already at almost 4,000 likes. Does that make sense? Do we understand that? So we can dive into multiplication because somebody mentioned multiplication. We're already going into multiplication, but we don't know how to do adding. Thank you so much for sharing my lives. Thank you for liking my lives. Okay, so we're gonna go in multiplication. Are we ready? Are we ready for multiplication already? Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it. Right? We're gonna do multiplication. Okay. This type of math is used in special education. Yes. My boys are not that special, but they know it. I would recommend using Abacus because it works really well. It works. It's not just for special education, and it shouldn't be just restricted. People they shouldn't they should not discriminate normal people for using the Abacus. I'm just saying. This is math the original way. Your life is contagious. Because it's funny. Because the Abacus is meant for special education. My kids are special. I should say that to them. Somebody thinks that you're special because you have an Abacus. Okay, sorry. It's not a laughing matter, but it's kind of funny. Sorry. Gotta do that. How's that? Yeah. All right. That sucked. All right. No, I think what it was is my disconnected. But I was still making fun of my kids because they're special. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Okay. What are the ones with the special point? Use. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I thought it was going to be a lip reading. There'll be a whole lot. There's going to be a whole lot of there'll be a whole lot of laughing. So you have to lip read my laughter. Okay. Sorry. Can you explain how you explain it made sense? I was confused. Oh yeah, not a problem. Okay, I'm just going back to the comments, and I just went, it's on the way, and I was muted, and then the kids have used the abacus since they were little. It was how they learned number relationship. Yes, and Mama M, if it's possible, I would continue to use the abacus till they understand how to do multiplication and division. So if you could do multiplication and division, it would be fantastic, because my kids are, my youngest one is in 6th grade, and he still gets a little bit confused with the numbers. And so what I did was I tell him to break out his abacus, and we would start doing it. So, quick to know how to read the government doesn't want us to know how to use the abacus. The mute button. All right, I think I am ready. Oh, what are the ones with the dots used for? Just like we do with money, we have the ones with the dots. They all have dots. The ones with the dots are to indicate where our ones is. So depending on where our ones is which one we're going to choose. We can choose this one is our ones, or we could choose this one as our ones. It doesn't matter. It just depends on how big your number will be or how small your number will be, if that makes sense. So I'm just checking on we can hear you. I thought we were going to do some lip reading and the ones that okay, good. So I think we're all set with all of the comments, and that really sucked about my microphone. Okay. So, we're doing multiplication. Okay, we got it. Okay, with this multiplication, I have enough. I'm going to use the small baby one. Whew, that was hilarious. Okay, sorry. I can only do the abacus and then give the babies. Okay, my comment? I don't know what your comment was. I didn't see your comment. I don't know if it was filtered out. Okay, well, I asked before you got muted about learning the abacus with the visual learner. Oh, okay. So visual learners, there is one that's called the Kramer abacus, and the Kramer abacus is a little bit stiffer. The reason why we have this one and it's quick, they can also use this in the abacus competition. But the Kramer one is for the visually impaired, and they want it to be stiffer, so then that means there's like a felt thing behind it. So it takes a little bit. That takes a little bit of muscle to move it. It's not a whole lot, but the reason why is so then if they move it, then the number is still the same. So you have to. So if there is one, take a look at Kramer abacus, or you can modify these ones, because these you can buy them from Daiso. You can modify it, and you could put like a felt. I don't have a felt, but you could put a felt backing behind it to stiffen the beads if you have one of those. So I add before with the visual learners. Yeah. So so you could use just a regular one and just have a felt backing. That's what really the Kramer is. I think the Kramer abacus might be really expensive. I don't know. I don't know how expensive it is, but if you do have one of these, it will be easy just to add a backing to it, because it's easy to put in like a felt thing. And then what it is you're just going to raise it up a little bit so it's a little bit stiff. That's all. And that would be the reason why is because these are very easy to move, and because they're easy to move, you'll lose the number very quickly. So it's better if there's a visual learner, a visual that needs to have it. I'm sorry, you're talking about visual learners, not people that are blind. Sorry. But yeah, there are those people that have difficulty with seeing. They still use the abacus. So the only ones in the American toy abacus, you can finagle it, and we were talking about that. And I think Jay's still around. We can actually finagle the one that you have, which is a 10 bead. And what the 10 bead is, if you want to modify it, there's a 10 bead, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can finagle it. What I would do is you could tape up 5. So this is 5, and then this is 5. So you could do is you could tape 5, right? Tape 5 beads together, and then you have the 5 beads. But then you would only use the 4 beads. So because I don't have... Okay, so back to this, right? So this is my abacus. Let's say you have your 10 bead abacus. And what I would do is I would tape it. I would tape the 5 together. I keep these ones loose. And then I would move the abacus. I would move the abacus this way. So then you would have your bead on top and you have your 4 beads on the bottom. Then I would have a string to have my horizontal bar. So then you know if I want to add 5, I do the whole thing. If I want to remove 5, I do the whole thing. And then if I want to add the 1, 2, 3, 4, or I have 4 and then I have 9. So you could finagle it. It just says user. I don't know if you have a number, but the baby one, the American one that you get from like IKEA or from Target, it works just the same. Because abacus is just what it is it's just moving. It's just moving the beads. Abacus just means moving the beads. So, would having the abacus make it easier for them to understand math? Yes, it would make it easier to understand the math. I'm still trying to see how she's going to do 96, 68. Y'all off onto too many tangents. Well, we're actually really not on too many tangents. We're all in the beginning part because we all need to understand how to use the abacus. Learning to do multiplication is a lot further along, and so understanding if we understand how to do the formulas. So there's formulas that's involved with adding, subtracting, and then what abacus is, well, what multiplication is just fast addition. So I mean, if we're okay to understanding what it is, there's going to be some formulas that are involved that may or may not make sense. So we will continue to do it. All right. So I want to do that, and there we go. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is in Abacus, what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what our starting point is. Oh my God, I was trying to learn how to type. I was going to get the string now. Yeah, I was thinking about it, and the concept's still the same. The concept is still the same. It just depends on how you want to use it, and you just, maneuver it. But if you don't want to buy this, you can use what you have, because Abacus is just moving beads. So she bloomed. What we're going to do is we're going to figure out where our starting point is. Just so you know, this is a version of new math. I know in old math we did we do it this way in old math, 98 times that by 68. This is what we do. So in the old math, what we do is we used to do 8 times 8 and then 9 times 8, and then we do 8 times 6 and then 9 times 6. Wow. All right. So, yeah, thank you, Julia. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand what our starting point is. Why? We need to know where to put the answer. So we have to count our digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know that our answer is going to be somewhere around the thousands. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put my finger here. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 6 times 9. If we do 6 times 9, 9 times 6 is 54, right? Is that right? 9 times 6 is 54. I think that's right. Because 8, okay. So we add 5 and then we add 4. Then the next thing we do is going to be 8 times 4. I'm sorry, 6 times 8. 8 times 6 is 48. So I add my 4, and then I add my 8. When I add my 4, there's not enough. So if I have 4, what do? I need to plus the 5. I'm going to add 4. I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 1, and then I'm going to add my 8. So I'm done. So because I'm done with that, I don't need to worry about this. I'm going to reassess my multiplication. I'm going to reassess my starting point. When I reassess, I know it's 1, 2, 3. When I do 3 digits, I know I'm going to be at the hundreds. I'm going to change a color. So now we do 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm at the hundreds. So now I'm go back. 8 times 9 is equal to 72. So I add my 7, I add my 2. This is more complicated. I don't know, She Bloomed, if you know how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. So just so you know, there's a bunch of things that we need to do. I'm assuming you know, so this is fine. We're going to add the 7. So adding a 7 plus the 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. So I'm going to plus the 10, and I take away the 3. And then I add the 2. There's not enough to add the 2. So I got to plus the 2 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 8. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 8. And then, what do? 8 times 8. So I do, my final one is 8 times 8 is 64. So what do? I add 60, I add 4. So my answer is, hopefully I did it right, 6,664. I think I did it right. I'm going to double check it. There we go. Right, 9 times by 6, 8. Yeah, that's right. But this kind of math is a little more advanced than where we all started. So She Bloomed. I hope that makes sense. Can you do smaller? Yes. Yes, Mila, I can do smaller. I could do smaller. Let's do smaller. Let's do smaller. I kind of get it, but I definitely need to learn more. Yeah, but I mean, Luna, unless you know how to make a 5 and how to make a 10, if this makes sense to you, then that's fantastic. But that's the fastest to go. I mean, it's not a problem. It's just, it wouldn't be the curriculum that I would push through. I wouldn't push through going to multiplication so quickly. What am I? Oh, so we can do smaller. We can do 2 digits. So in Abacus, we don't need to memorize our 12 times table, because now it gets redundant. Why? It's just redundant. So we could do, the first thing we'll do is we could do 13 times 2. 13 times 2. 13 times 2. Thank you for the follow, She Bloomed. 13 times 2. Again, it's the same thing as we did here, right? The steps are still the same, but now it's a little bit, it's just, there's some few steps there, right? So 1, 2, 3. Our starting point is at 3. How do I know? Because I have 3 digits. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on my abacus. I'm going to go 3. I'm using this dot right here. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So here I'm adding. I'm going to, and my answer is roughly around the hundreds. Thank you for answering my challenge. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, okay. So I'm going to be here. What we're going to do is we're going to times this by 2. 1 times 2 is equal to 2. 2 is a single digit. Because 2 is a single digit, I have to go back 1 column and I add the 2. So I add the 2. Okay. Oh, it was, okay. So now what are we going to do? Well, after that, we've done with the 1. Now we got to do is 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 again is a single digit, so we go back 1 column and we add the 6. And that's it. So that's the, I mean, we start off slow. No, we don't start off slow. We start off, we have to start off with baby steps in order to get to the bigger numbers, because the 2 digits is a little bit bigger, right? And then we start going into like, this is not higher math. When we have to do this formula here, when we have to do these formulas, these are formulas that we should already know, right? So the idea is to know how to add a 4, how to add a 7, how to add a 2. These are all things that we should know before we get to multiplication. So the curriculum, just like how we learn, I can read the abacus faster. Oh, I see. Yeah. I can, yeah, you can read the abacus faster, and you can also, it's good. It's good that you can, because you can see it. So it's good if you have it too, and then you can play, and then you can practice on it. But it's good to be able to understand it. But then again, it goes back to making sure that you have Can you show us an example of you doing multiplication fast? I just want to see how you do it. Yes, I can. Explain the colors? No, colors are all the same. Colors are all the same, it doesn't matter. Can you explain again? I see your vision. I need to absorb this. Yeah. So I like to do it without explaining. I just want to see you use the board. I just want to see you use the board. Okay, Thomas. Before I do that, the colors are all the same. The colors, the top row means is the 5. So this is 5. This is all 5. That's all it is. This is all 5. So when I look at it, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Works exactly the same. The colors mean nothing. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem, Gamer API. Okay. Without explaining, I do a lot of explaining. All right. So we could do, we'll do this. So we do, I don't know, 23 times that by 3. So what it is 3, and then 6, and then 9. Yeah, you definitely need explaining on this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it can go further, right? If we could do, here, let me see if I can get another question. Let's see. We could do this one. That would be easy. That's just as easy, right? 6 and then 8. That would be easy too. I mean, these ones are simple to do. Yeah. Okay, cool. That's it. So it's 1, 6, 8. So how did I do it? I don't see how little ones can learn this. They can. They don't do multiplication right away. If they're 4, they're going to start doing adding and subtracting first. So that's why this is here. So we have it here where we understand how to take away. So the first thing we need to do is understand how to take away. When we have a 3, right, we show that there's nothing, and then we add the 3. So the idea is that they see the beads move. Before we go into multiplication, just like at 4-year-old, we don't teach the 4-year-old how to do multiplication. So we want to add 3. This is what the 3 is. That's all we're doing. So then right here, we add 1 plus 2 plus 4. So on the abacus, we do 1 and then plus 4. So we have plus 4. So then, I mean, they go through and understand to do the add-in. I mean, before we learn how to multiply, we need to add first. Yes, exactly. It's the same concept. It's exactly the same. You need to understand how to do this before we jump ahead. But questions were there. What if it adds higher than 9? Well, then we just do 10, right? So we have 9 and then 10. But because it's higher than 9, actually, there's a little bit to that. That's why I was asking about how to make a 5. Because what we do is we don't learn our doubles. The first thing we do is let's do this. Or we can even do, yeah, let's do this. So before we do the 9, we have to understand how to do a 5. When you did 1, all you could add was 3 more not equal to 5. Correct. So that was what we call simple, right? This is what we call simple because we have enough beads to do it. So we have our 1, and we have our 3. There's enough beads to add the 3. Though I think, in my opinion, that workbook to practice, yeah, the adding happens more at the end. Kids can actually pick up really fast if given the right resources. If given the resources, yeah, exactly. Given the resources, which is interesting because that is why I made this workbook. I made this workbook for preschoolers because I wanted the preschoolers to understand how to do abacus. So Mila, we're back to the number 4 plus 4. Now, if you notice, this is not higher than 9. I'd buy if I had a kid. Thank you. This is not higher than 9, but we don't memorize our doubles. What we do is we notice that we have 4 and there's not enough beads to add the 4. Now what we do is we understand that we need to make this 5. We need to utilize this 5. We're going to make our numbers work for us. To do that, we need to understand that plus 4 is equal to plus 5 minus 1. So when we plus the 4, I want to plus the 5 minus the 1. This is a formula that we need to memorize. We need to memorize the formula. So I have plus the 5, take away the 1. So my answer is 8. So we have other ways, right? So we could do 3 plus 4. When we do 3 plus 4, let's do it. We have 3, and when I want to add the 4, there's not enough beads to add the 4. So what do? I have to plus the 5. We got to go back to our basics. We want to plus the 5 minus the 1. So we plus the 5 and take away the 1. I might get it for my nephew. Where is this? Oh, this is Amazon. So you can find my name. That's my name. And then, how old is your nephew? Yeah. So Mila, we can do it, not a problem. It's just there's still smaller steps that we need to take in order to take it to the next level. So that is understanding how to do the 5. After understanding how to make a 5, we have to subtract it. So after we subtract 5, then we can start adding more than 10. So when we add more than 10, thank you so much for the roses, everybody. Thank you. After we subtract the 5, heck, I don't know, I might, you guys are so silly. You guys are so silly. All right, but you know what? If you want to wait a little bit, I'm actually in the process of making a book for adults. I didn't think it was going to be, I didn't think anybody would be interested in it. I thought this would be just interested. So I started my books for adults. I really truly didn't believe anybody would want this. I'm very young, like too, but definitely needs the fundamental important here. Yes. So the first thing we would do is in the introduction to Abacus for adults, I was going to show how to do the bead recognition, and then you got to color it in. So this is the beginning parts of my book. But thank you guys. If apparently I got to rush it a little bit. Okay. Honestly, I didn't think anybody would be interested. But this is in the place. Girl, we need this. I know how to use the abacus. I've watched this whole life. You guys are so silly. No, I honestly, because I'm in my own little world and I didn't know about TikTok and I just started coming on TikTok and then I'm like, oh, and then people are like, this is the greatest thing, but I don't want to do preschool. And I understand because preschool is about relationships and the numbers and stuff. We don't need to know that. So after like doing this, we would be doing like adding, subtraction, and multiplication, division. I still might need the preschool version. That's funny, eh? You're so funny. All right. I've never learned how to use the abacus, but now I can. I can't believe it's so simple. It's very simple. Simple to use. Simple to use. Easy to understand. I mean, you know, it as long as you take the time to try to understand it and you're open to it. If you're not open to it, then that's okay. Then, you know, this is not your life. Ah, yeah, right? So that's a little bit about adding, right? And so again, we talked about adding. We talked about doing the plus 5. Now we're going to do the minus 5, right? Because if we have to minus, if we add, we need to learn how to minus. So one of the questions would be easy. It would be 7 minus 3, 4, 4, 7 minus 4, 7 minus 4. So we have 7, and we take away the 4. When we take away the 4, I see kids doing insanely fast from being so drilled with the abacus. Yes, exactly, Gamer API, exactly. And they do abacus. Those type of kids, they do abacus like hours a day. Hours a day. If you want to, I mean, my kids know abacus, but they're not that fast. And they don't really do it mentally. Just because I didn't push them to do abacus competitions, abacus contests. There's a whole bunch, like there's an international abacus federation that does it, and they're just drilling the kids to keep doing it. But my kids understand it, but that wasn't one of my goals. My goals wasn't to get them to be super fast in arithmetic. Okay, so the numbers pop up on screen like less than half a second and 50 in a row. Yeah, that's what you call flash on. So what it is just a bunch of numbers that flash, and they just see it, and they'll be able to do it. So that's what that is. But it's the same thing, and they do it through the abacus way. So let me do this. It is 7, so we're going to do 7, and we take away the 4. To take away the 4, again, I don't have enough beads to take away the 4. So what we're going to do is we're going to minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. So notice we did the plus 4 is equal to plus 5 minus 1 here. There's the opposite. there's the inverse. The inverse is minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. So we're going to take away the 5 and we're going to add the 1. I've seen videos that as well. Yeah, I like how the heck, I was like, how the heck, you know, there was that one video with the woman. She's a human calculator and she's calculating faster than Bill Gates with a calculator. I don't know if you saw that one, but that's a very popular video as well. And she does it through Abacus as well. She knows how to do it the Abacus. But then again, she's also like, she probably grew up with Abacus and she was constantly doing Abacus like day after day after day, years in the making. Wait, why add the 1? Because we want to take away, okay, because when we take away the 5, it is too much. It's too much. So when we look at it, at an equation standpoint, we do minus the 4 is equal to minus 5. But when I take away the 5, it's too much. How do I balance it, right? 7, 6, 6, 7, 6, 7. How do I balance it? To balance it, I need to plus 1. Because I'm taking away the 5. Taking away the 5 is too much. So I have to plus the 1 to balance the equation. Thank you for paying attention, eh? There was a lot of side conversations. Yeah. Yeah. Unloaded coins into the wrong account. Oh, thank you. Okay, no problem. I'm excited. Thank you. I don't know how to say that name. No. Okay. So did that make sense? A? Like why? I'm so slow. I'm weak in my. No. Don't be like that. We all have to be careful with our words. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. We are going super fast. I'm letting you know right now. We went like 100 miles per hour. We got to take it a step back. Don't be like that. Don't be saying those words. Don't say I'm slow. Just say I will learn. I will learn. Okay. So the first thing we're do, right? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand. Don't worry. This is new. It's almost, yeah, it's new to everybody. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, because I don't know where everything is. Talk to me like a preschooler. No, you don't want me to talk to you like a preschooler. What we're going to do, okay, so just as we did here, right? Just as we did here, we need to understand this. So but you understand how to move the beads, right? So here we have 8 and then minus 8. So the thing that we're doing here, so I have 8 and I take away the 2. We understand that, correct? I just need to get a basis. That's all. I just need to get a basis. So we're all okay here? If I add 8, yeah, right? Not a problem. Okay, not a problem. That's why I read this book. And just so you know, going through this book for like young kids, I have a student that I've had for about a year now, and he's still trying to understand his numbers. I had him at 3 and he's 4 now, and we are not yet going into how to make a 5. So what we're doing right now is we're going to learn how to make a 5, and this is another book. And I was thinking that depending on how old the children are, it might take them a month to understand this concept. So don't forget, we're in a live, and there's a bunch of people. You said is an Amazon? Yes, it's an Amazon, and that's my name. Yeah, it was an Amazon. So, just so you know, doing Abacus, I've been doing Abacus for 20 plus years, right? And so then I have people, if they're, hi, thank you so much, Beast Jockey, for the little, it says little crown and a panda hug. Thank you so much. So be careful with the words, right? So like this, I have plus 5. And I was thinking, I have like a lot of activities to just solidify the concept of what 5 is, right? So the idea is to understand how to make a 5. So don't say that you're slow. Just understand it takes a little bit. That's all it does. And so what we're going to do is we're going to understand how to make a 5. So we have our number line. We have 1 plus 4 is equal to 5. We have 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. This is how we make a 5. This is what we're teaching children. Not a problem, right? We understand? This makes sense to you? Okay. We're okay? Yeah. Hey, Irma La Rosa. Hey. Yeah, okay, right. So it's just little steps. It's all about the little steps. And so when I was going through it, the way I had it here was I had 5 cats in a tree because I just wanted to get them idea that there's 5 cats in a tree. And I was thinking that the children that was going through the book were young. So because they were young, I needed to add a little story because sometimes adding a 5 doesn't make sense. So I had it where I wanted to plus the 5. Yes, she said yes. It was in Amazon. Yes, Amazon. Okay, so here's the question. We want to add 2. When we add 2, right, we have 2. Now I want to add 4. The question is do I have enough beads to add the 4? I do not have enough beads to add the 4. Right? So what do I do? How else can I do it? What's another way to add a 4? To add another 4, I have to go to the cats in the tree. The cats in the tree has 5 cats. I'm going to go to the cats in the tree, grab 4 cats, and then 1 cat runs away. So when 1 cat runs away, I take away 1. That's all I do. So then my answer is 6. Make sense? Right? So then we do it again because I want to show the different scenarios. When I show the different scenarios, I have 3 plus 4. So again, it's the same thing. I have 3 and I want to add the 4. Is there enough beads to add the 4? No, there's not enough beads to add the 4. So what am I going to do? I got to go to the cats in the tree. So when I go to cats in the tree, I go to the cats in the tree, right? I add the 5. There's too many. I grab 4 cats and 1 cat runs away. So when 1 cat runs away, my answer is 7. Does that make sense? Right? So we take it one step. We take it one step and we try to understand. When we understand the next step, then we go to the next one. Right? See, that's what I'm saying. It's not that you're slow. It's just we were going so fast that it's hard to fill in the gaps. There was a lot of people in the room. And then when a lot of people are in the room, there's a lot of commotion. But, there's kind of lessening down. So it's good. Yeah. I mean, the older ones, the ones I've been with my lives a little bit, they've been around when I just had like 2 or 3 people. And we would take it really slow. We would take it at the pace and depending on the thing. I felt wrong to always take 1 away, but now I see it. Yeah, but it's also a different way of understanding too. And then here's another thing. So we do the plus 4. This is our add-in. Our add-in is a 4. The next step is to do 3. So my next add-in is how do you do a 3? Same thing. Is this question, do we need to go, here's this question, do we need to go to the cats in the tree? I have 1 and then I have 3. I don't need to go to the cats. All I got to do is just add the 4. Add the 3 to make 4. Okay, now I have this one. So I have 2. So I have 2. Do I have enough beads to add the 3? No. Well, now I got to go to the cats in the tree. I go to the cats in the tree, but I grab 3 cats. 2 cats run away. So 2 cats run away, and that leaves it to be 5. So then this one, we'll do another one. 3 plus 3. So again, I add 3. I add another 3. Do I have enough? No. How else can I add a 3? To add a 3, I got to go to the cat. Excuse me, I got to go to the cats in the tree. When I go to the cats in the tree and I grab 3, 2 run away. So when 2 run away, my answer is 6. So in Abacus, we don't memorize our doubles. Yeah, we're good? Nick the unicorn, that's great. Yeah, that's crazy. It was a lot of people. Oh my God, right? Yeah. Simple to use, easy to understand. It's just, it depends on the building blocks. And it's the same one. It's the same one depending on your add-in. So notice again, we focus on the add-in. We do not focus on the result. So here, not a problem. So just so you know, there's a whole set. There's a plus 4, a plus 3, a plus 2, and then the final one is a plus 1. Then we go to the next one, which is minus. -1, -2, which means I didn't actually make that book yet, but I need to make that book. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So, would everything equal to 5? No, not everything equals to 5. This one, I mean, the only reason why we use the 5, the only reason why we have it to 5 is because we need to utilize it. That's why. That's the only reason why we have a formula that deals with a 5. So this one is adding a 1 is equal to add the 5 and then take away the 4. So when we go back to here, right, this is the next step after understanding how to simply add. So what we do is we simply add. So if we add 5 and then plus 4, that will be 9. When we have 9, take away 2 is 7. After we have 7, let's say we have 7 and we have -6, we just take away the 6. If we have 1 and we add 5, we have 6. So we understand how to add simple. That means we have enough beads. The next phase is to understand how to add numbers that needs to use the 5, if that makes sense. Thank you for the follow, Mila. Yeah. Does that make sense? So then when we add the 5, we have a 6. But if we add the 5, right. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah. So it all depends on what we're trying to do with this add-in. Yeah. Because she's crafty. Welcome. Wow, there was a lot of people in the beginning. Now it's kind of slowing down, which is it's a nice rhythm now. But let me know if you have any more questions. Hey, Riley, I'm bored. Don't be bored. What are you going to do about that? All right. Questions. Any questions? Q and space. I only see like 3 people. Hi, bored. I'm bored. Hi, I'm bored. Hey, Ethan. Welcome. Woo. That was a huge amount of people. And then my mic just went out. So, welcome. How do you do 2 plus 4? Hello, Sejin. What grade would you learn this? Let's go back to Christina. 2 plus 4. So 2 plus 4, I add 2, and then I look at here and I go, not enough, right? Okay, hold on, Robert. Not enough beads to add the 4. So that's when I have to do this formula. This formula is plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. So that means I have to go to the cats in the tree, which is 5. There's always going to be 5 cats in the tree. And then I grab 4 cats. So I go to the cats in the tree. I go grab 4 cats, and then 1 cat runs away. So then my answer is 6. So blooper, what grade would this one specifically would probably be preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. But we all need to understand how to add and subtract, how to do all of this. And so the kids get a little bit like show-offy, saying, I already know how to do this. So I would probably go all the way to maybe 8, maybe 9. It just depends on how open-minded the kids are. Yeah, I'm confused. Hey, Levin. Okay, before I continue on with this, 99.99. Okay, hold on. Levin. Okay, let me write down the question. 99 plus 99. Can you see that? No, I can't see that. All right. 99 plus 99. Okay. Why do I see 5 on a tree? 5 on a tree. Because the abacus is the 5 blue represents. Yes, Mila. Thank you. So the first thing we need to do, Lovin, is understand how to read the abacus. Before we continue on, we will continue how to understand how to read the abacus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 5. There's not enough beads to add the 5. There's not enough beads to make a 5. So the 5 will always be represented at the top bead. So we have 5 and then 6, 7, 8, and then 9. After 9, we have 10. Why is this 10? because this is my ones, this is my tens, this is my hundreds, my thousands, and my 10,000. So when we're looking at this question, 99, we have 99. So after we have 99, this would be 100. So 100, 101, 102, 103, 104. And then we have 5. We could do 154. And the last two beads are the decimals. That is correct, Christina. So what happens is we have 25. So we have 154.25. Thank you, Riley. Does that make sense? So when we read the abacus, it's exactly how we write it. It's exactly how we write it. Okay. So, oh my God, I understand. Yeah, you do understand. Okay. So, Robert. Okay, Robert. Robert's asked the question 99.99 plus 99. Ethan, do you know how to do this? All right. We're going to do 99, so we have 99. Now, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to change color. And I'm going to add the 9. We know how to add the 9. We know how to add the 9. How do we know how to add 9? I'm going to add this 9 because I want to keep track. I'm going to add this 9. What's the formula for this, Ethan? If I want to add the 9, thank you, is equal to plus the 10 minus 1. Hey, Luna Love Drunk. So what are we going to do? We're going to plus the 10. This 10 means we're going to carry over, right? So when we carry over, we plus the 10 minus the 1. That's it. Now what are we going to do? We're going to add another 9 here. To add another 9, plus the 10 minus the 1. So we plus the 10 minus the 1. That's it. Robert, that was it. It wasn't that. That's all it is. I could do it again. But yeah, this is not difficult. It's difficult when we do 99 plus 5. Okay, we'll do one more time. So the question is 99, and then we're going to do this 9. So, Sejin, what is our formula to add a 9? To add the 9 is this, right? Right? Yeah. It's easy. It just depends on the, thank you. So I'm going to plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 10. That just means I'm going to go to the next column over. Thank you, Levin. Oh, so Levin understands too. So we have plus the 10. Adding the 10 just means going to the next column over. So we plus the 10, and then we minus the 1. Do not forget to minus the 1. So then here, I add another 9. I go here, because it's in the ones column, I add it here. Not enough beads to add the 9. I need to plus the 10, and then take away the 1. So my answer is 198. Oh, so Robert, this is where it gets funny, right? Because now we're getting into a two-step equation. So let's take it one step further. Let's do 99 plus 5. If you notice, the 5 is here. There's not enough beads to plus the 5. What do? I plus the 5 is equal to plus 10 minus 5. So if I line it up, I need to plus the 5. I need to take away the 5, right? If I line it up, I have to take away the 5 and then plus the 10, right? But notice I don't have enough beads to plus the 10. I don't have enough beads to add 1. I'm using all 9. So what's my next formula? I need to plus 1. Plus 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So when I put it together, let me put it together. It will be plus 10 minus 9 minus 5. So if you look, I try to line it up. This column is minus the 5, this column is minus the 10, this column is plus the 10. So when I do it, it's plus the 10 minus the 9 minus the 5. So my answer is 104. That's cool. Yeah, it is. It's interesting to see how easy it is because it's concrete. Ethan says, let's do 246 plus 246. Okay, let's do that. What happened to my... Okay. So, okay, I'm a new viewer. How does it work? Oh, hey, Jackie. Hold on just a minute, Jackie. I got to copy down this question. 246 plus 246. Okay, so Jackie, just so you know, we're talking about the abacus, and this is how you count on the abacus. This is how you read the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then every top bead will always be a value of 5. So we have 5. So no matter what, this is 5, this is 5, that's 5. These are all 5s. These are all 5 because they're touching the horizontal bar. The horizontal bar is what tells us which beads are being counted. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. All right. So here, anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, thank you so much for following. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, it's being counted. So, hey, wolf, fox, fangs. That's funny. That's an interesting name. Okay. Thank you for the follow. Okay. So, Jackie, if you're still with me, we have a 5. Notice that this 5 is being counted. None of these beads are being counted because none of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. What's going to happen is when I do 5, I have 6, 7, 8, and then 9. And then after 9 is 10. So 10 is over here. How do I know? Just as we write 10. So we have 10 like this. This is my 10s. And then this is my 0, my 1s. That's exactly how we do it. So the way we do it is exactly how we write it. So when we write it, let's say this one, right? We say 246. 246. Thank you for the follow, Chris. Okay. Does that make sense? Jackie, does that make sense? So when we're doing things, the other question is why are we over here? Well, we are over here because we have this indicator. This indicator tells me that this is my ones place. After the ones is the tens, the hundreds, and the thousands. And that's how you use it. So as long as we understand how to read the abacus, we can start doing adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Yeah. Make sense? Cool. Yay. Okay. Wow, 12,000 likes. Guys, that's crazy. And there's looks like there's 24. What about the 2? Okay. Whoa. What about the 3, 2, 1s before the ones? Oh, here. This is the decimals. So these are the decimals. Cool. Okay, so these are the decimals. So let's talk about this. So we go 246.25. So when we do it, 246 point, right, decimal 25. So just like we do money. Oh, I don't know if you could see that. Does that work? Yeah, that works. Just like that. Yeah. Lava the salamander. That's funny. All right. Right? Makes sense. So exactly how we write it is how we do it. I love that you could improve the abacus. I love that you could improve an abacus if needed, if you understand it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, this is my first time learning. Improvise. Oh, I see. I love that you can improvise an abacus if you need it, if you understand it. Yeah. Well, I've been working with the abacus for 20 plus years, and so the questions don't really scare me. It's just understanding how or where does everybody start from, right? So it all depends on the perspective of everybody else. Because I know this is a very brand new thing for a lot of people. So the other thing, where can I buy one? You can either buy one on Amazon. If you want to, it depends on how old the children are, or if you want to do it. I would recommend doing the 13 column one. The 13 column one is also available. This one's available at Daiso. So if you have a Daiso close to you, Daiso, I don't know if you can read that. Daiso is a Japanese thing. I've always wanted to learn. It always so foreign to me. So, can you use it for adding, for addition, or multiplication? Yes, we can do addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And division. You can do division on this too. And you can do decimals. So decimal addition, decimal multiplication. Is Daiso selling cheap abacus? Yeah, the Daiso sells this one week in America, but it's in America. I don't know if you have a Daiso where you are, Ethan. And so Dandelion was able to get hers for less than $4. And that includes tax. So this was like a $4 purchase. And it's 13 columns, and it's kind of cool. Can we do 44 times 11? Yes, we can. I love the way you explained it. Thank you. Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. It's just one of those things that we need to understand. Before we do that, Heathrow Garden, we do addition. So we got to do addition first before, but I'll make a note of this. This is easy. It won't be difficult. This one, it would be easy to do. Okay, so Ethan's question is 246. 246. So what we're going to do is we're going to add. Now in Abacus, we start from left to right. We don't do ones, tens, and hundreds. We don't do it this way. We do from left to right. Why? Because we don't say 6, 40, 200. We say 246. So we're going to start from the 200 and then go to the 4 and then go to the 6. So we're going to go to 2 and then we add the 4. We're going to add our 4. When we add our 4, there's not enough. When we add our 4, there's not enough. What do? We need to figure out how to plus the 5. Why? Because we can utilize this 5. This is a formula that we need to memorize. When we memorize this formula, and all the cool kids know this formula, we want to add the 4. To add the 4, it's plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. So we plus the 5 and we take away the 1. Yeah, exactly, Wolf Fox, Fangs, exactly, right? Because that's what it is. So we add the 5, we take it the 1. So now the next step is to do 6. So do I have enough beads to add the 6? This is going to be a two-step question. This is going to be a two-step equation. Why? Because you will see I want to add the 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 4. When we minus the 4, we want to plus the 10. And now we need to take away the 4. We don't have enough beads to take away the 4. What do we do? What do we do to take away the 4? Notice, just as we did here, plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. We can minus the 4 equals minus the 5 plus the 1. We can do that. I have no clue what's happening, but it's so interesting. Hey, Izzy. Izzy, were you here before? Hi, thank you for liking my live. Maybe it was a different dog. Okay, so we're doing abacus and we're mathing in the middle of the night. We're doing midnight math. Welcome. So here, Ethan, we need to minus the 5 plus the 1. So we minus the 5 plus the 1. So we have this. Oh, it's your first time. Oh, okay. Midnight math. Yep, you lost me there. Good night. Have a good night, Diamond. River got accepted to charter school we've been waiting for. That's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. Okay. Ethan, are you still around? Hey, Jay. Him. We're so proud of him. Okay. Bottom. Beats has the value over to the top. Yes, this is so interesting. I love your content. Oh, thank you. Thank you, La Lunar. 22. We're still here. Okay, good. So, no, but this makes sense. So what we did is we were adding, so the answer is 492. So, oh my God, I can actually read the answer. This is so cool. Yeah, Jackie. See, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, it makes a lot of sense when you understand how to read. But then there's more to it, right? There's understanding how to do the formulas. When we understand how to do the formulas, then it'll be easy to to build on top of it. So, Ethan, yours was a two-step equation. That's why maybe it was a little bit confusing. We had to take away the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. This is why it's a two-step, because we cannot just take away the 4. You need to learn the formulas to understand it more, but they're pretty easy to memorize. Yeah, they're very easy to memorize. It's just, yeah, like there's a whole curriculum. The first steps would be to understand the formula. Plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. And then we keep going. I just follow you. Time to head to sleep. Yeah. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you for midnight math with me. Good night, everybody. Good night, Jackie. Thank you for midnight mathing with me. Okay, so we're going to do this one here now. We're going to do times. I don't know if okay, we're going to do times. So the first thing we're going to do, how many formulas are there? Well, if you consider the plus the 5 minus the 5, that's 2 sets, and then plus the 10 minus the 10. So there's only 4 sets. So there's only 4 sets. But it just all depends on how they feed into each other. So you have the first set, which is the plus 5. And then you have the second set, which is the minus 5. You have the first set, which you have the third set, which is plus 10. And then you have the second one, which is minus 10. Oh, I got to change that. That's a minus 10. So there's 2 sets of each, if that makes sense. Oh, that's a lot. So yeah. It's more simple, and then we don't have to worry about too many strategies. But this is the fundamental. But notice they feed into each other. So if you notice there's a 4 here, there's a 4 here. So we have to be careful we have to be careful which one we're using. And there's a framework to figure it out. So you have to do simple first, then we do our 5. If we can do the 5, then do it. If not, then you do the 10. So, thank you for the... Oh, yeah, not a problem, eh? Welcome to my live. Have a good night. I'll see you later. How long have these things been used for math? How long? Way back in the Mesopotamia? Way back when they were doing business with just regular business? Way back like before Jesus Christ was walking on the earth? Way back when they just started figuring out how to do trading and bartering with money. Thousands and thousands of years ago. Yeah, like super long. This is not new math. This is actually super old math. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so that was the thing. Since way before World War II. Think further down. You're still very young, Ethan. Way before World War II. Like, okay. You know how we have the number? You know how we have our 2025, right? We have 2025. This is the year 2025. This is the year of 2025. Before 2025. Not too long, basically. Just a few thousand years. No more than 3 or 4. Yeah. But before 2025. So, and then before that. So it's before, was it BC? Someone had stick and some rocks in a cave and got stuck with inspiration. No, actually it was pebbles. And it was in a merchant area. How do you feel use that thing? How do I feel? I feel like it's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. But yeah, Ethan, it's before 2025. All right. So, Jacob. That is hilarious, Jacob. How do I use the thing? That's different. All right, Jacob. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4. Yes, thank you, Ethan. All the bottom beads of the horizontal bar. This is the horizontal bar. This horizontal bar tells me which beads are being counted. So because I know that this is 4, I know because these beads are counting. None of these columns are touching. None of these beads are counted because they're not touching the horizontal bar. So what's going to happen is I don't have enough for 5. Where do I have 5? I don't have any more beads. 5 will always be the top bead. The top bead will always be 5 no matter what. It doesn't even matter what abacus we learn. It doesn't matter what the colors are. All that matters is there's the top bead, and the top bead will have 5. So when we look, this is 5. So when we see it, we have 6. So we have 6, 7. How do I know? 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this will be 10. So we have 10. Just like how we write 10 and 1s, we have 10 and 1s. Just like how we write our numbers is how we read the abacus. So here's a number, 246 point, hold please. Oh, hold on. I'm just verifying right now. Okay. So we have our decimal. With our decimal, it sits between the 1s and the 10s. So just as we have here, this will be 25. So does that make sense, Jacob? So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand how to read the abacus. When we understand how to read the abacus, then it will be easy to understand how to add and subtract. Thank you, Heathrows, for the heart me. Yeah, Mia, makes sense. But, you know, that's the thing. Like, people come in and out of lives, so we always got to go back to understanding how to read the abacus. When we understand how to read the abacus, then we can move forward. And then it's infuriating that we learn about the abacus. It's infuriating that we learned about the abacus, but they never taught us how. That's cool. I've never used it for school for some reason. Because they don't introduce it in school, which is very interesting. But they're starting to do pictures, which is another interesting. So there's a whole thing where they talk about, you know, the number lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They do number lines. And if I do 2 and I want to add 3, 1, 2, 3, it'll be fine, right? But then they talk about boxes. But they never talk about the abacus, you know, because they never learned how to do the abacus. You can read it by sight in a way we read clocks on the hands. I don't know if the young kids know how to read clocks anymore. But yeah, but it's different. It's not like the, what is it, the sliding rule. I don't know how to use a sliding rule. But I know, I don't know if there's competitions for sliding rules, but I do know there's competitions for abacus. So is this a lost art form? It's not lost because everywhere else in the world uses abacus. There's a whole federation about abacus, and there's a whole competition. There's a whole bunch of YouTube videos on kids that are doing mental math, and they're just doing this with their heads. Some of them are really theatrical, like really dramatic, and they're like doing this, and I'm like, it's really not like that. It's really just about just doing this. But what it is they imagine the abacus in their mind, and they're able to do a lot of things. There's like a whole bunch of videos, like this one woman, and she was doing calculations in her head, and she was competing against Bill Gates, who had a calculator. And I was like, that's great. I mean, it came like 4 million views or whatever. It was like crazy. But this is what they're doing. She understands how to do the abacus. That's why she's able to. That's why she's able to do this. So I was just about to mention that kids are doing it in their minds. Yeah, so yeah, they do it in their minds because it started from here. But there's a caveat. They've been doing it, they do abacus like hours a day. Yeah. If you want to do it hours a day, you will get there. It's all about practice. But I don't do this sort of abacus hours a day. I teach it, but I don't necessarily do it quickly. Yeah, so it is possible. And then we can read it, right? So we have 1s, 10s, 100, thousands, and 10,000. Oh, that's right. We were going to do this. Somebody had a question to do this. This is a question for multiplication. Yes, you could do multiplication. So we'll do this. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand abacus is analog, ancient, and not language dependent. That is very correct. Pickles and olives. So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand where our starting point is. In Abacus, the reason why we want to know where our starting point is so we know where roughly how big our answer going to be. So to do that, we will count our digits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know I'll be starting at 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to be starting here at the thousands. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 is a single digit. So I got to go back one column and I add the 4. Then what do? Then I do this one. 1 times 4. Again, 1 times 4 is 4. 4 is a single digit. I go back one column. All right, we're done with that. So we are finished with this one. What we're going to do is we are going to recalculate our starting point. So we need to figure out what's left. So we have 1, 2, 3. So I have 3. 1, 2, 3. So what again? 4 times 4. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add the 4. Now if I look at it, there's not enough beads to add the 4. I know that if I want to add the 4, it's plus the 4 is equal to plus the 5 minus 1. So I'm going to plus the 5 minus the 1. Now I'm done with this one. I got to do my last 4 plus what? 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 is a single digit. I go back one column and I add 4. So my answer is 484. I don't know why. I just thought that each column number has a hand with 4 fingers and then there's a thumb. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. I don't know how to do finger abacus. Another person thought of would be tally marks. So the top bead is a tally mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when we want to add 6, it would be 6 like that. So you could do that too. Yeah. Yeah. The 4 does mimic the hand. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. That's interesting. All right. So I don't know who asked that question. I don't know if it was Logan. Math is so fun. I miss it so much. Ah. Yeah. Math is more fun with the abacus. All right. So we have that, and then we have that. Does that make sense? We're okay? Wow, you guys are completely mathing in the middle of the night. Like, I'm on the West Coast, and I don't know what time is it for you guys over wherever you are. Hand abacus is similar to Babylon hand counting. Oh, okay. This is so cool how abacus is such a powerful tool. It is pretty powerful, and it's very beneficial if we can teach it to the younger ones. Wow, man, 2 a.m. So you guys are on the East Coast or Central. It's 1 o'clock for me, so it's 1 a.m. for me. But worth it. Oh, thank you, Wolf Fox Fangs. Yeah, 3 a.m. in Texas. You need to go to bed, dear. Go to sleep. You guys doom scrolling, and came onto my FYP. Mountain Time, Denver. Oh, okay. 3 a.m. You gotta wake up like now, don't you? Just to like do stuff. Central, staying up late for math. I know, right? Like you guys are mathing in the middle of the night, in the middle of the early morning. It's crazy. Crazy. I wasn't even thinking I was gonna go online. I was like, I'm just gonna try it a little bit. See who's here. See, Ethan doesn't count because Ethan, it's like really like what, morning for you, Ethan, or afternoon? But like in the rest of the world, like in America, it's like 1 o'clock for me right now. I'm in California, so okay. See, Ethan. Okay, so do we have any more questions about the abacus? Make sense? We can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So all the top beads is 5. And then somebody was like, well, what about 1 million? I'm like, well, okay, 1 million. So I just have a bigger abacus. So that's what 1 million would be. If I said that this was my ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, 1 million. $1 million. Just like what Dr. Eve would say, right? So it doesn't matter which dot you use. It doesn't matter which indicator. What about 9? You could do negatives, but you would have to keep the negatives in your mind, and then it would get really confusing. So it'd be the same thing. I mean, it would still be the same, right? 9, if we just added 9 and then 9, it would still be the same, but we would have to keep the negatives in your head. So it would just be plus the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus 1. Yeah. So if I had 9, then it would be 9. Sometimes has people answer with quadrillion. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how big quadrillion is. I don't know. No. I don't know what, no, I don't. I do have it. No, I do. Wouldn't that be this? Quadrillion? I don't know. How many columns is quadrillion? I have 23 columns. 15. Oh, I don't have that big one. No, sorry. Okay, you can even use multiple abacus strung together. You could finagle it. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. It's always about how can you do it. It's not about that you can't. It's always about how. And that's the thing. Abacus really promotes the idea of understanding your foundation and then working with it. So, yeah. So Robert, yeah, with the negatives, it would still be that. And then, we have 18, but we have to keep it in mind that would be minus. But then it gets a little wonky if we had if this is minus and then we did another plus, right? So then what would you have to do? We have to remember that this is take away. So I don't recommend doing negatives on the abacus. It's possible, but you would have to really keep stuff in your mind. Hey, Elle. Okay. So, yeah. Any other questions? Any other questions? Wow, that was like a whole flood of like going through and stuff. What else? I'm just looking at the comments. All right. What are we doing? What about, oh, that's a good number. Okay. Yeah, I can show you division. Yeah, we can do division. Let's talk about Ethan's question first. 1.482 plus 1.973. So we're going to do on this abacus. We could still do it on this abacus. So we're going to do 1. So I'm going to line it up. I'll do 1, 4, 8, 2. And then after that, I do 1, 9. So I have 9. Plus the 9 is plus the 10 minus the 1. So I plus the 10 minus the 1. I plus the 7. Plus 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. So I plus the 10, and I take away the 3, and I add the 3. So then my question is which one can I do? So I have to plus the 5 minus 2. So I plus the 5, and I minus the 2. So my answer is 3.455. So yeah, we can do division right now. Division. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's do 288 divided by 3. Okay, now when we do it, we need to know our divisor is 3 and our dividend is 288. So we're going to do division now. Are we ready? The first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand our starting point. Just like we did multiplication, we had to figure out where we're going to put our answer. So to put our answer, we have to take our division. Our divisor is 3, take away 1, which are, I'm sorry, our dividend is 3 digits and our divisor is 1 digit. So 3 take away 1 is equal to 2. So the only thing is, now we understand, is we are going to start our column at the number 2. That means we're going to start it at the tens. I am going to start it over here. So that means my answer will be at my tens. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use this one instead because it gets confusing. So I have my 1, 2. So I'm going to start at the tens. When I start at the tens, now I have to compare. I have to compare 1 digit. 1 digit from the dividend and 1 digit from the divisor. So because I have to compare my divisor and my dividend. My divisor is 3. My dividend is 2. Nuts. Sorry, what I have to do is I have to put my dividends. So my 2, 8, and then 8. 2, 8, 8. Because my answer is here, I'm using my dividends to help me track my answer. Lynette, hey Babel, it's 1. Why are we up so late? I know, right? Fresh mind teaches fresh mind. I know, can't quite see your notes. How about that? That's all we're doing. I know, right? I can't believe some people are on the East Coast and they're like mathing in the middle of the night. It's like 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock for some people. And I'm like, this is crazy. So this, Ben, just to let you know, not a problem. This, to let you know, is my taking away the digits. So then my divisor is this one, the E, the S, and the E. So the E is my dividend. So 2. We only want to compare 2. 1 digit. So the question is who is bigger, the divisor or the dividend? My divisor is bigger. So that means I have to use 2 digits. These are the 2 digits I will be doing. So that means it will be 3 times what is equal to 28 or less. I don't even know if this is correct. Oh, I guess so. All right. So what would that be? 3 times 9, right? 3 times 9 is equal to 27. So I'm going to add 9. 9 is my answer. So I'm going to add 9. That's what this is, 9. I'm going to take away 20, take away 7. So I take away 20 and I take away 7. So I have 27. So if you notice, I'm left with 1. I still have a dividend. What am I going to do now? I'm only going to compare my divisor with this 1 dividend. Good night, Babel. Yeah, I think this will be my last one. And then I'm going to head to bed. So my divisor is 3. My dividend is 1. I do a comparison. 3 and 1, which one's bigger? 3 is bigger. So that means I cannot take away 3 from 1. I have to bring down this 8. So that means I got to do 18. I got to do 2 columns. So the question is 3 times what is equal to 18 or less? 3 times 6. So I add my 6 and I take away 18. Take away 1, then 11, and I take away 8. So my answer is 96. Oh, my answer is 96. So that's how we do it. That's how we do that's how we do division. Wow, that's really cool. Yeah, right? It's super simple. Doing it this way, you know, it's like long division, but we do the long division on the abacus and we just do a takeaway. And we don't need to write it out. So that's the difference between new math and abacus. New math is exactly like abacus. It's just they don't use the abacus. They write it out. They write out everything. But in abacus, we don't need to write it out. Like all of this stuff, like I don't need to write this out. I did it to show you. Are you live tomorrow? Yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. So just so you know, I didn't have to do this. All I do usually when I'm doing when I do division, it's always going to be 288 divided by 3. This is all I got to do. And then I just work it all out. But all of this stuff is only because I'm writing it out. Abacus is writing it out for it. Exactly. Exactly. Abacus keeps track of all of your columns and your digits. So me doing this is just to help present what I'm doing. Thank you so much for the rose, Babel. Was it 250? No, 288. 288. I'm not sure, Levin. If you follow me, I'm sure you'll get the notification when I go on. I don't really have a set time. But thank you so much for the ask. No, it was 288. 288. You're translating it for us by writing it out, basically. Exactly. Exactly. Because, yeah, exactly. And now I have these, I made these little cards, these little indicators to say which one I'm doing. Oh, I see. What if it is? Okay, let's do that. Oh, we could do here. Okay, you know what? We'll do that. So 3 is 287, right? Same thing. 1, 2, right? 1, 2. 3 take away 1 is equal to 2. So 1, 2. I add 2, 8, 7. 287. So again, I compare. Who is bigger? Dividend or divisor. So the dividend or the divisor. My divisor and my dividend, right? My divisor is still bigger. 3 and 2. So I got to do 28. So it's still 3 times 9 is equal to 27. So 3 times 9, so I get my 9. And I take away 20. I take away 7. So now my answer is 17. Still the same thing. My dividend is 1. My dividend is 1. So it's 1 and 3. My 3 is still bigger. So now I'm going to do 17. So 3 times what is equal to 17 or less? 3 times 1, nope, 3 times 5. 3 times 5 is equal to 15, right? So I add my 5, I take away 1, I take away 5. So my answer is 2. So now you can either stop here or you can have a decimal. We can stop here and our remainder would be 2. Or we continue and we divide it out. So 3 times what is equal to 20 or less? 3 times 6 is equal to 18, which is still, then we just get a repeating. So we could do, our answer would be 95.6 with a remainder of 2. So it just depends on where you want to stop. We'll stop your division. Just stop your decimal. Make sense? Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. So that's really neat. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really interesting how easy Abacus makes dividing and multiplication and so forth. And I feel like it's more difficult because we push the kids to understand how to use it by the symbols. I like how division on the abacus is like multiplication, except the cutting, the number in half. Yeah, I didn't like, what I didn't like the most about division in school was that we were told, how many times does 300 go into 287? And I'm like, I don't know. And I feel like that we don't break down the digits to manageable sizes, whereas Abacus breaks down into manageable sizes, manageable pieces, manageable chunks. So if you notice, I only compare either the first digit, I only compare the first digit. So this digit and that digit. I only compare the one digit, and that digit will tell me if I need to add 2 digits or 1 digit, 2 columns or 1 column. And I thought that was very interesting, very smart, very efficient, because then we don't have to work extra, we don't have to use our extra brain power to figure out how many times does 3 go into 287. So, can I do, yeah, it would be the same though, right? Now we're just doing hey Audrey, go to bed. Audrey, you're still here. Have a good night, lovin'. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you in my next live. Thank you for the like, Audrey. All right. So, Ethan, we would still do it. I will join your live tomorrow. Thank you so much. I'm not sure when, because it's Saturday and I have kids that are going into track. So it depends. 8 plus 2 times that by 8. So the first thing I have to do is I have to add this, because it's in my parentheses. So it's 20 times 8. That's it. So then what am I going to do? Same thing. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How do I know? Because I'm counting. 1, 2, 3. I'm counting my digits. So then what do? 8 times 2 is equal to 16. Oh, but see, the difference is we don't need to say 160. We don't need to say that. We just say 16 because we just add it here. 1 and 6, and then the 0 is counted for us. So we don't need to do this. We don't need to do that in Abacus. And we don't have a times table that talks about 8 times 20. Yeah, so that's what it is. So you're going more into algebra, Ethan. Any other questions? Any other questions? Hopefully Audrey went to bed. Hello. Hello. Audrey. Oh my God. Noodle. You're so... Yeah. See? See? You're so tired. You're saying noodle. Are you going to go to the gym right now? It's so late. It's so early in the morning. So early. I haven't gone to sleep yet. But I realized the reason why I'm tired is because of all the lives. And I realized it's different than the TikTok shops. Because the guy was like... I was following this one guy. He goes, you know, the TikTok shop is super easy because they just say the same thing over and over again, like every 5-10 minutes. But the difference between what we do is because we actually have to answer questions. Do you have any unique looking abacus? Let's see. Let's see if you think that this is unique. I have this one. I have the Chinese abacus. Same thing, 5 ones. I have this one, which is, I think they're still plastic, but it's pink. It's pink. I don't know if you can see it. Pink. Oh, I can't see it, so I'll white it out. I have this one, which is still a Chinese abacus, but in a Japanese form. What, 2 beads? Yeah, but it's more complicated. I'll show you. There's this one, which is yellow. It's still plastic. And then, same one. Okay, so the Chinese one is more complicated because it's confusing. We have Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5, right? And then this is also 5. That's the problem. Now I have 2 ways to think about 5. This is 5 or this is 5. But then we do 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Or 10. Or 10. So there's 3 ways to do 10. And it's like, that's too much for me. I'm done. Also have a teacher's abacus. Yeah. So this is my teacher's abacus. I have a movable marker. This movable marker is the same thing with my ones place. So my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why it's helpful because I can vertically hold it and the beads don't fall. So if you notice, if I have this up like this, the beads fall, so then gravity takes it. So this is 4 and then 5. Same thing. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. And that's it. These are all so cute. I love the Chinese one. You know what? I don't like the Chinese one because it gets confusing. I'll show you. So we have the 10, but the problem is with 10, if this is 10, that's 15. And I'm like, that's too much for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like because it's not logical. Because in the Japanese abacus, we know that if we wanted to do 10, right? If we wanted to do 10, we know that this is the column. We have this column specifically for 10. This started off as ones column, and then all of a sudden it decided to be the tens column. And then you could do 15. 15. 5 plus 5 is 10. 15, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. It takes more brain power to do the abacus on the Chinese than it is to do it on the Japanese. Japanese made it more efficient like they always do. They make everything efficient. So the Japanese one is more efficient and it's more streamlined. So, Audrey, thank you so much for the friendship. You're still here. Oh my gosh, you guys. The Japanese one definitely makes more sense. The Japanese one is more efficient. Just like what they do, right? They make everything more efficient. Just John, welcome. Welcome, Just John. I can't believe there's like still 20 people here. There's like a lot of people lurking. But if anybody has any questions about the abacus, I do believe I am going to sign off. I'm going to sign off. It was a good session. It was good. It's like a little bum rush in the beginning. And then they're like, oh my God, what is this thing? And then finally when people start trickling out, it starts to come slower. And then it'd be like, there's a nice rhythm going, you know? There's a nice rhythm going. But it takes a while to get to this rhythm, which is a little sad. Right? Yeah, right? That's what I noticed. Like there's a whole yeah. You don't do live in the mornings no more? No, I still do. I do. I did one this morning. And I think I was on for 2 or 3 hours. I don't know how to, yeah. And then before that, I think I was on, I wasn't on earlier because I had a meeting, but I was on this morning. And then I'm not going to be on tomorrow because I have a class. Thank you so much for helping me learn. Definitely want to get one and start using it often. That's fantastic. You know, that's fantastic. It's actually kind of interesting because you could kind of relate this to like Sudoku and word search and all that. And so, you know, it helps to do mental gymnastics. I was waiting for 1 p.m. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was just, I was just kind of tired. I was kind of like, I don't know what time 1 p.m. is for you. But I was there in the morning, but it was morning. I don't know what time it was. I think I did it at 11 my time. I think that's when I was like on. But yeah, I'm still trying to figure out timing. But I do like the midnight mass. Yeah, Audrey, so funny, so silly. Yeah, cool. if there's no other questions, I am going to sign off. Because it's really early for Audrey. I can't believe it. You know what? I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to make you go to sleep, Audrey. You need to go to bed. Rest well. Thank you. You too. You too. Oh my God. Wolf, Fox, Fang, it's super early for you too. Hopefully you don't have to wake up too early in the morning. Right? Good night. All right. Good night. Good morning. Good morning. I'm a night owl. Well, yeah, if you're mathing in the middle of the night. Nobody really likes to math in the middle of the morning. Mathing in midnight math. That's crazy. But yeah. All right. Wild rabbit. Okay. I got to head out. Thank you again for everybody. Thank you again for all the gifts and the chats. I like math anytime. Makes my brain wiggle. That's a good one. I like that. That's a good one. I might take that one. I might take that one. The other one was yeah. Have a good night. Good night. Good night. All right. Let me see. Wow, there's still 16 people here. Crazy. Ah.